Hello, my friends. Welcome to Running Reunion. This is going to be a series we are beginning now where we are going to bring on previous podcast guests to check in with them, to hear how they are, really, to hear some of the highs that have happened to them over the last few years, and just something that they would like to remind us as listeners. So over the coming months, we will be inviting previous guests on that have been very popular on the show or have had big breakthroughs since they were on the podcast. So today I am excited to kick this off with two people who have done a lot, even though we interviewed them right in the middle of the pandemic in August 2020. These guys have really done a lot in their work, in the community. And it's honestly been pretty amazing to follow along with their journey and see what they've been up to. So with these episodes, they are going to be shorter. They are going to be just uplifting and positive. The whole goal is just to show you that even if things feel like they're tough, that things are going to work out, that you are a good person and things will align for you if you let them. We're going to check in with these podcast guests and hear their stories of what they've been doing and what has made them smile over the since they last came on the podcast. So without any further ado, we are going to thank our sponsor, UCAN, for this episode, and we'll be right to this first episode with Aaron and Joshua Potts. Thank you to UCAN for sponsoring this episode of Running Reunion for the Running for Real podcast. I am proud and excited to have been working with UCAN since 2012. It is my favorite go-to fuel and source. I have been using it in races for many years, and I was very excited last year when they came out with UCAN Edge. Now, it's not just me who loves UCAN Edge. UCAN Edge was voted by Runner's World as one of the best foods to eat during a run. It has these slower acting carbs that are easier to digest and will keep your blood sugar levels stable. Now, UCAN Edge comes in strawberry, banana, and orange flavors. It's this in this convenient portable pouch that is going to put super starch in your hand. It is what I'm going to be using in all my races upcoming. It has this delicious fruit flavor. It goes down really easy. It's really easy to enjoy, and it's going to mean you have no spikes, no crash. It's also trusted by the pros like Sarah Hall and Emma Bates. Emily Sisson all use UCAN for their races. So thank you again to UCAN for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. You can use code TINAUCAN. That's Tina UCAN at ucan.co to go get yourself 20% off there. That's code Tina UCAN at ucan.co. Aaron, Joshua, I saw you a few months ago, happened to bump into you at the New York Marathon randomly on the street. We bumped into each other, which was amazing to see. But our listeners have not heard from you since August 2020, and a lot has changed for you. So wanted to go over some of that today and just check in with how you are doing. So to start that off, I want to kick it off by just having you share a little bit about, tiny bit of an update on who you are, just in case someone is a new listener, someone who is new, who hasn't heard of you or hasn't checked in with you. Tell us a bit about who you are. So Aaron, if you want to kick us off there.
Yeah, so Aaron Potts, brother of Joshua Potts, co-founder of Running Report and Two Black Runners. Also work at Hoka on the marketing team as well. But yeah, like that's a good question. Like what am I? Like who am I and stuff like that. But I would say, yeah, I'm a co-founder of Two Black Runners and Running Report, kind of like a business operations person, also a voice of the sport. Hopefully becoming a Black tastemaker as well. But that's a little bit about me, I'll say.
I love it. Joshua?
I just love how Aaron made that question deep just about himself, but it is a deep question, you know? He made it deep for a second, but I was saying I'm Joshua Potts, 21 years old. Besides the running thing, I now go to Cal State Fullerton, and I'm in my fourth year, but I still got like 2 years left. COVID and the whole thing has definitely derailed my college experience a little bit, but it's my experience for sure. Also co-founder of the Running Report, Two Black Runners, co-host as well. And yeah, just same thing as Aaron, trying to be a voice in this track and field space, trying to impact and any way that we can have change and make our footprint on running and track and field culture as a whole. This past weekend, from us recording this, we were at the Lilac Grand Prix interviewing athletes, looking at Union Athletics doing their world record and doing trackside interviews. So that situation and that environment, and then doing the podcast is definitely, I feel like, what we're looked at from Two Black Runners and Running Report. So that's kind of what I do.
It's quite a lot. And Aaron, do you like how he slipped in there very early on that he's 21, just to say how much he's done, how wise he is by age 21?
Bro, I didn't say nothing about my age. I was like, oh, should I have mentioned that?
I just want to let people know, because some people think I'm really young, bro. Like, some people be like, bro,
you are young. 21 is young.
But they'll see my face and they'll be like, you're 16. I'm like, bro, like, what? I'm not 16 years old. Like, that's an insult, I feel like. I'm 21, 22, March 16th. I'll take any early birthday presents coming my way. So.
Okay, we'll send them on. Thank you. Okay, related to that, I would love to know, and this is running for real, so I want you to get honest. If I were to ask you, Joshua, I'll start with you this time. How are you? What would you say? And give us the truth.
I'm overwhelmed. That's I feel like that's the best way to put it. I'm overwhelmed, but there is definitely like a zeal to keep on going on. Like, I'm so excited for everything that we have going on. There's so many plans and so much stuff in the works here in 2022. Like, in 2020, like when we first talked to you, Tina, like, I didn't know what was next. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen, like, next, like 1 week or 2 weeks from now. Now we're going into this year at the start of, even before 2022 started. And it was all like, oh, we have stuff planned for February. Like, we have stuff planned for March already, and it's not even 2022 yet. So, like, it's definitely been overwhelming. And then going back to school, I took the last semester off, like, not because like it was like a leap or anything. I forgot to apply for school, and I tried to apply in late. So I took the last semester off, and then now jumping back into school and commuting to Cal State Fullerton, which could be like, it could be like a 30-minute to 40-minute drive there, but then always back. It's like a 50-hour drive back home for that commute. But I only go Monday, Wednesdays. Then I'm also helping with my dad, coaching at Norco High School. And we did that in the fall for cross country. We got 2 kids to state, which is incredible, but also just doing that on the side during the track season. And then now going out to Washington while I'm in school, and now about to go to Orlando, and now trying to record podcasts, and we're trying to do some different shows. It can be overwhelming. It can feel a lot, but, the excitement is still very much there. And I think it is that little bit of that young man energy that Aaron be telling me, like, bro, you got too much energy and you want to do a lot. But I'm like, I think that it is somewhat of that. And I definitely feel like I want to stretch ourselves thin and see how much that we can really do. I don't want to get to the brink to where I'm all like over, like super exhausted and can't do anything else and feel burnt out. But I want to see how much can we really do this year. And let's push our limit. Like when we first started, when we were on your Tina, we're all like, we're going to do 52 straight podcast episodes. That's what I proposed to Aaron. And Aaron's shaking his head like I was crazy. I was kind of crazy, and I still am kind of crazy, and I want to keep on pushing ourselves. And it makes me feel better and more secure that I got my brother with me.
I know.
He definitely helps out a lot, and like the communication is definitely easier with him for sure.
Oh, thank you for sharing, and thanks for, bringing that overwhelm, all the pieces of it, the excitement, but also that walking that fine line of doing too much and wanting to stretch yourself. I appreciate that. Aaron, what would you say? How are you?
I mean, I would say my headphones stuff for a second, but I would say as well, like I'm definitely like overwhelmed and stressed. Just like as much as Joshua was describing, because we just have so many things on. And I think my stress comes from like you said, like I'm the older brother, and like I worry that, like Joshua is gonna be like burnt out. Like he's still like going to school, he's doing all these things, and he just wants to jump into things. But I feel like I come at it at a more like analytic approach, just from like my experiences, from like working at Hoka, working at Running Warehouse, and like running and like being in a relationship and like having to pay these bills and like do all these things. Like I know, like I just respect the work and how much that it takes, and I also like respect like, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, like we're owed like all this money, or like I'm not trying to like push, but as just like I feel like this year I'm entering a place where I feel like we have to start asking for that respect of our time, and because it's like
Absolutely.
I know Joshua is willing to do everything, and we're doing this. At the end of the day, I don't forget why we're doing this. We're doing this to make impact and change. But at the end of the day, like this is stressful work, and we're stretching ourselves thin. And like I won't allow for us to be taken advantage of. At the same time, we still are owed that respect to give us that extra time, to give us some like I'm not even asking for money out of like our value. I'm asking money out of like respect, for what we do, because this stuff we both just said we're stressed and overwhelmed. So like time is money. You know what I mean? And it's just there's just to be we have to set these boundaries, because we're obviously not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So we have to just start trying to figure all of that out. But like at the same time, yeah, I would definitely say I get stressed, and I get worried at times that we're not gonna be able to like meet these expectations that we're telling people, and I'm just trying to be measured about everything that we do.
Yeah, it's hard. And I mean, I obviously know the lifestyle myself, but also, that's the thing that isn't talked about much in our world is this tricky line of like, you get offered opportunities, but if there's no monetary value put on your time, then you are just giving. And yes, like free product or maybe paying for travel is something, but at the end of the day, you need to take that step to getting what you're worth. And you two are the embodiment of what that should be at this point with all that you've given to the running community. So I am behind you 100% to go get that and still stretch yourself like you want to, Joshua, but also, respecting yourself, because the running community needs to appreciate all you've given. So thank you both for your honesty there. I really appreciate that. I'd love to hear from each of you something that made you smile today or in the last 24 hours. Whoever wants to start that.
I'll tell you, like the first thing that made me smile, I've just been hyped on the halftime show this year, man. Like,
yeah, it was awesome.
I was going crazy during that halftime show, just to see like, there's never been real like rap or like hip hop up there. And that's like, bro, I grew up on that. That's like our culture. So like to see that, and it was like we're from California, Southern California, LA area. So like it was really like, I felt like it was so embodied LA so well. The transitions to each artist was like amazing. Like really, that was the best Super Bowl show I've ever seen. Like in my opinion, because I feel like it just fit. I feel like it just fit LA. There hasn't been a Super Bowl show I feel like that fit the place it was at with the best artists. Like Dre has so they all have so many hit songs, but he picks like the perfect ones for the perfect moment in the perfect place. And like, I just thought it was. Then to have all this art, like what I love the most is like, I'm going off right now. What I love the most was like he had Mary J go, he had Kendrick go, he had Eminem go, and then at the end of it, it comes back and he's like, it's still Dre Day though. Like it's still his. It was a Dr. Dre Super Bowl halftime show. He's like, it's still Dre Day. Like I started all this West Coast. Yeah, and he says that in the song. You wouldn't even know if you know the song. I thought it was so great. But that's what really has me hyped right now.
I love that, and I agree. It was so well done, and just obviously you guys being from LA, there's obviously that extra tie in your heart. But yeah, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Joshua?
Yeah, I was sitting over here thinking a lot. But yeah, Super Bowl halftime show definitely made me smile for sure. But I would think to keep in, we're on Running for Real. It's February and all that, Valentine's. We just celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday. I would say like I have like a girlfriend, and we just like celebrate like 1 month like being together. So I would think being with, like, getting to know her over the beginning of 2022 has definitely helped a lot in a way. And like, and she doesn't run. So I think that helps too. And like, I'm also like, I'm like teaching her like a lot about like the sport, and she's definitely teaching me stuff about what she does too. But like, yeah, I would say she has definitely made me the most smile like, over the past beginning of 2022.
That's amazing.
Sorry to be all cheesy.
No,
and but it's running for real. I have to be for real.
You gotta be real.
I have to be real.
Well, congratulations, and really genuinely so happy for you. That's wonderful. Okay, let's pick. I know this is going to be really hard for you. A high moment, a favorite high moment over the last year and a half, or whatever you want to share. Yeah, Aaron.
I would say for me, like, I got to go to New York twice in November. Once for we did a live podcast out of the Hoka pop up.
Yeah,
but then I got to go a second time because for the Footwear News Awards, because Hoka won Brand of the Year, and they wanted me to go. They wanted me to go out there, and like cool. That was just like, I just felt so much gratitude and like such like blessing to like be there. And then we went with like, when we did the podcast, like Joshua came, but not only Joshua came, I was able to get my brother David to come and do like camera stuff too. So like, that was just like, that was super, that just felt like amazing. Like, I've just felt so thankful and grateful. And it was really like a culmination of like, man, like all the work we done, and we get to bring like our brother with us and to see like, yo, like these doors are opening for us. And like seeing people like you out there, seeing all these people, and it's like, look at all these people that we know too from what we've done like in this industry. And now it's like, I'm at the Footwear News Awards. There's like Larry Fitzgerald walking around, like Fat Joe, people from Jordan, like Austin Felix. It's like, this is just such an amazing thing. So like, I felt that whole month, like it was like an amazing, like jittery feeling that I had in my chest.
Such a good example of kind of the culmination of all the work that you've put in and what it has led to. Yeah, I love hearing that. All right, Joshua.
I would say this past week, honestly, going to the Lilac Grand Prix, put on by Tracklandia and Union Athletics, doing that, and just like, I feel like that was our third time being at a meet and doing either something trackside or being in the booth commentating on stream. And like, even though like this was technical difficulties got in the way, and like we were even on the broadcast, but they recorded our interviews, but technical difficulties got in the way. But I feel like if we would have planned the way that we had this planned out, and if it would have went right, it would have been, I think people would still be talking about it in the running today. Like, they'd be like, the Lilac Grand Prix was fire, but it didn't go that way. Like, there was some technical difficulties with the audio, so we weren't on there. But really just the comfortability I had being around like all these people in the industry, and especially like the pros, and then from Jeff Merrill, then to meet Shannon Roberry, and Shannon Roberry's cool, and Pete Julian and Danny Mackey and all those people. I don't know. I just felt like it was really different and more comfortable than ever. Just be all like, oh yeah, like we really belong here.
Yeah.
It seems like, I don't know, like people were coming up to us, some of the pros, and all like, man, y'all really made it. Like, a lot of people know y'all in the running industry, and I'm still like, me and Aaron are still all like, are you sure? I don't know. I don't know, but it's like, to have like Pete Julian come up to us and be all like, man, I really love you guys. I love what you guys are doing. And then Donovan Brazier, Isaiah Harris, being all like, and then Raven, like having a conversation with Raven Rogers and her like remembering us from pre-classic and stuff we did. Just like that continuing of just like friendship in the ways, and like keep that going on, and that comfortability going over time has definitely been reassuring. And like, that was it wasn't like super big because nothing like grandiose happened. But I think for me, especially like being comfortable where I'm at and knowing that like it doesn't have to be grandiose to be great is something that's a real highlight for me in anything.
Yes, I love that. And you know full well that I am 100% behind you guys. You 100% belong here, and you are one of the people, or two of the people that are, the what's being talked about, who are doing this incredible work. I mean, I hope you can both continue to see that, because the running industry sees it for sure. So thank you for sharing that, both of you. Final thing, just a quick thing for the listeners. What would you like to remind someone who is listening to this or watching this today? So Aaron, can start with you.
First of all, you are special. Always you're special. You're great. But I don't know. I guess I would say like the biggest thing is, and whatever you do, I guess it's just like, why not you? Like, don't doubt yourself. Like the doors God is going to put doors in front of you that you can't open, but it's up to you to open it. You can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. You have to take the first step.
Yes.
And open that door. And like, if you won't open that door and you're sitting back being passive about it, you have to ask yourself, like, why are you not opening the door? Is it you're afraid of failure? Are you afraid some insecurity about you? Because like, why can't you be the greatest? Why can't you reach these heights in front of you? So you have to take the step and just go for it. And like, there's no such thing as failure. Like there's only it's all learning. So
such good advice. Thank you. That's great. Joshua, what'd you say?
Thing that people, wait, what's the question again? My bad.
What would you like to remind everyone watching or listening to this today?
Oh yeah, just eat breakfast. I think that's what I would say. Like eat breakfast. Like you have to.
That's true.
People, especially the kids on my cross country team, man. Y'all got to eat breakfast before you run. You got to eat something. Eat something, because like not just for like your body, but like for your mind too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that goes. Like you need to nourish your body and replenish everything that goes throughout your day. Like just being able to have like those 3 meals a day and keep on nourishing your body every single day. I think that's an important thing that can be looked over, especially when you're busy and you're overwhelmed and you're like, I'm really not that hungry when I get up. But no, you gotta.
Joshua, did you eat breakfast today?
I know. I have my oatmeal right here.
Oh, you're doing it right now.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. I thought that was maybe you forgot to eat breakfast and you're trying to remind yourself.
No, I always eat breakfast. Most important meal of the day. Absolutely.
I'm with you 100%. And I also understand the struggle of being a coach with teenagers who don't eat breakfast. It's hard. So
are you going to eat hot Cheetos before practice? Like, why?
Yeah, that too. Okay, guys, where can people go find you if they want to follow along in the future and they don't already, in which they should?
Well, you can find us every single Two Black Tuesday, anywhere you stream podcasts, or on YouTube at the Running Report on YouTube. Just Running Report on YouTube. You can find the Two Black Runners podcast, or on any platforms, Two Black Runners. That's with the number 2 and then Black Runners, just how anywhere you would spell it. Then on Instagram at _ running report _ and then our Instagram for Two Black Runners is just Two Black Runners, the number 2, then Black Runners. Then on Twitter as well. We're pretty active on Twitter now. Now we haven't been as much in the past, but the past 3 months we kind of have. But _ running report _ also on Twitter. You can find us there.
Thank you so much, both of you. I appreciate all that you are doing. I am one of your biggest fans behind you, cheering you on. So keep up the good work, and can't wait to hear what the next update brings.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you for having us.
Hi friends, just a quick message to say a big thank you to the Running for Real team. While I may be the face of Running for Real and the voice behind the podcast, there are a group of people who are working tirelessly to provide everything that runners could need within our community, to make our community stronger, better, and evolve and grow and learn from one another. We are working really hard to make Running for Real the place we believe it can be within our community. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone on our team. That is Victoria, Stacy, Sandy, Sally, Maria, Kelsey, Kat, Jeremy, and Erica. I appreciate each and every one of you and the hard work that you put in. Now let's get back to the show.